Today I'm going to look at Long Barrow of the Devil. Walking along this field track at the moment, I'm headed to a Long Barrow. It's one I came to about a year or so ago with my friend Dino, and I thought, well, it'd be nice to come back and look at it without the leaves on the trees. And it's a really special Long Barrow, as they all are, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I'm at Road in Somerset. The Long Barrow I've come to see is called the Devil's Bed and Bolster. There's a name for you, isn't it? Now you've got to follow along by the side of this ploughed field, which is yucky. It's one of those sort of ploughed fields that sticks to your feet all the time. And head my way on down the hedge line until I get there. And it's on an area called Mount Pleasant. I follow on through this copse of trees, out the other side, and then we should be coming near to it. And just walking through this copse of trees, it's important to remember that this was probably part of a much larger funereal complex. And so, here are the stones, truly magnificent. Lovely to see these things. Looks like it would have been an entrance of some sort. That obviously faces to the east. So with the stones behind me here, why was it called the Devil's Bed and Bolster? Well, it was related to pagan religion. So for 200, perhaps 300 years, they called it the place of the devil, where the devil came, because they didn't really understand the true magnificence, I suppose, of these places. And they, like all others, probably used it for stone and all the rest of it. They did find in excavations here the usual things, skeletons and burned remains. So it was a crematorial as well as a normal Long Barrow. So these are magnificent stones, part of something else that has been lost to time that we're trying to sort of connect with. It's great. And there's a bit of a barrow here that you can still see. And imagine that this was once part of a large funereal complex where they partied and buried the dead, remembered the dead, burned the dead, all of those things. All of those things that aren't written down, which we try and place ourselves in history with. As usual, I'll put on what 3 words somewhere in the video. I will put on a LiDAR map. I will put on an Ordnance Survey map. I will put on a satellite map. So you can see exactly where this magnificent Long Barrow is. So I just walk around here now and see the area that would have been ditched approximately. You're never going to know 100%. And it would have been all the way around this patch. And the ditch is long gone. But as you look in the distance over there, you can see Clay Hill. So it lines up with Clay Hill quite nicely. And the Long Barrow that we looked at the Orchard Lee Stones one, or the Mortuary Hill one as we call it, is over in that direction there, to give you some idea. Incredible. This Long Barrow, or remnants of a Long Barrow, call it what you will, doesn't feel bad at all to me. It doesn't feel like anything to do with the devil. It just feels a peaceful and tranquil place. This area was of far more significance than what we see today. It probably had several large banks and round barrows too, I think they said. So leaving the Devil's Bed and Bolster, the wind's got up now. Freezing cold. Last night we had temperatures of -5, I think it was. Something ridiculous. And it's really been a chilly old walk through mud and, well, not the best. But thinking that there was another couple of round barrows here and a funerary complex which has all been farmed out, and you can understand that over a period of years. Everybody goes, oh, it's sacrilege, and it sort of was and wasn't. If you were farming and you needed some stones, what would you do? Where would you get them from? The answer is, if they're in your field and you see a use for them, that's what happens. But we can only imagine today what these places must have been like, and by imagining them, it sort of helps you put yourself in history, in a time machine that transports you back in some ways to people that were very good communicators, very good tool makers, very good hunters, very good gatherers, and were farmers themselves. So absolutely brilliant. So what we're going to do now is, I think I'm going to try and find if I can see any evidence of the stones that may have been in this area that made part of the funerary complex, because they may have been used elsewhere, and I think I might have spotted an area where that is the case. So a last look at the copse where we know the Devil's Bed and Bolster is within there, and the area as a whole, and try and imagine the way it may have been before it was all torn to bits and used elsewhere. But still, I think has a feeling. I haven't seen a hawk flying over there today. Normally see a hawk in these places, but I think we'll carry on and see if we can find any evidence of that previous use of the area. So I can see Road Church there in the distance. That's Road Somerset, and won't be long and I'll be back to the area where I parked the car and where I saw something that I think may answer a big question as far as this site was concerned. And what I want to show you is near to this, so you may have to put over some road noise in the background. And just by the busy road we have stone there, and these stones going along here would have been used by the farm at some time, and this great big one here looks like the ones down at the Long Barrow, totally, and these all in the bank along here. Feeding there and all the way down. So with the Devil's Bed and Bolster, another one ticked off of my list. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, goodbye.